Hello everyone, I'm with Wendy Ramirez. Welcome, Wendy.
Thank you.
When you were a child, you were born with HIV and you were separated from your parents.
Mm-hmm.
Can you maybe share a bit about your story, please?
Yes. So I grew up in a children's home called Montaña de Luz since 2022. I was 2 years old when I went to Montaña de Luz. And at that time, my father told me that, when I was young, my parent told me that my mom died because she has AIDS. And he didn't have enough resources to care about me. In that time, he was in a bad way of life. And so he told me I couldn't be helping you at that time. And I found one woman on the street. She was looking for children and to create a children's home. So he just gave me to this woman. And for this way, I went to Montaña de Luz in 2022. And they were like my family. It was a really nice experience because they empower us in our own situation with our condition of HIV. They never told us like that is something horrible or that is something to be afraid of. So when I was 12 years old, I learned more about this topic. So we as young people, we were going to school, to churches, to different places to talk about HIV. So at that time, I was really empowered and I was really informed about this situation. So at that time, I didn't know more family. I just knew my father. He was the only person who go to Montaña de Luz to visit me. So, but then suddenly when I was 13 years old, one brother from my mom arrived to Montaña de Luz and I was like, who is this man? So he told me, I am your brother. So then I was happy because I found another person as a family. So then I get in contact with more people from my family. I know my uncles and some aunts, cousin. So they invite me to go for a Christmas vacation. So I went there for 3 weeks. And it was a horrible experience. So they were separate the place where I ate. They didn't allow to play with my cousin. I was just 13 years old. And at that time I was like, why they are doing that? And when I come back to Montaña de Luz, I told them about all this situation. I was really sad and all of this kind of thing. But now I feel that I have been in this bad situation. So I feel that I can share that to others and that they can learn about that.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you very much for sharing. And based on that experience, what do you think could be done to address stigma towards children living with HIV?
Yeah, I feel that we need more support for leaders or people, politicians, all of that kind of people, because I feel that in Honduras, HIV is a topic that people is afraid of talk about. So people is thinking that when they get diagnostic, that you have an HIV diagnostic, they feel that they will die. That is because of the lack of information that we have in our country. So if the people have more knowledge about that, they won't be afraid to have HIV. I know that it's something that we can prevent because there are many ways to prevent that, but we need to have more information.
And what do you think churches can do to create safe spaces for young people living with HIV?
Yeah, I feel that churches are closed-minded about just the Bible topics. Maybe many people in churches has HIV. People are afraid to tell the status because of a lack of information. Maybe if they tell someone they're in a church and they don't have the knowledge, even they are Christian, they can behave in a bad way because they don't have information. So it's the same. We need to try to tell the leaders and churches to educate more, to try to find more information. They need to find a way while they are preaching to tell the people, because there are many people at churches. So in that way, they can involve more people, get more knowledge, and yeah.
Would you have any last thing you would like to add or any message for the world?
Mm-hmm. So I will tell that young people that you don't need to be afraid. I know that when you get a diagnostic of HIV, that is something difficult And even if you don't have enough information about that. But I have been living with HIV since I born, and I am here. I am here trying to empower other people. I know that sometimes at the beginning we feel that that is something horrible, how I will be going with that in my whole life. But we have many different ways. How can we help ourselves, and how can we help other people? So you need to try to think in a solution, or how can I be myself. You can create your own family. Don't be afraid to create your own family, to have children. Now we have different ways to have our own family without transmitting this HIV to our child. So that is something that gives you the opportunity to believe in yourself and try to do the thing that you want to do. Don't be afraid. I know that in this world there are a lot of discrimination, but we need to have more information and to be more empowered and try to use your voices. Your voices matter, and try to be yourself.